Okay, we're going to get started. So welcome to our first science lesson of distance learning. So we're going to start with a do now. You are going to open the document that was attached to this post, and you're going to fill out your do now on that paper. So for today's do now, we've got what is one way that you use your brain today? And do you think there was ever a time where you stopped using your brain? What happened? Why or why not? So you're going to pause this video, take a minute, type your answer into your document, and when you're ready, play the video again. Okay, welcome back. So you might have written down a whole bunch of reasons why you've used your brain today. For example, while I'm filming this right now, I am drinking some coffee, and I'm using my brain to pick the cup up, bring it to my mouth, and the coffee is waking my brain up. So some people are surprised by this, but we are using our brains 100% all of the time. If your brain stopped working, you would die. Even when you're sleeping, your brain is still working. Our brains are the boss of our entire body system. They explain or dictate how we process the world, move our bodies, stay healthy, happy, our emotions, everything runs through our brain. They're a really important organ, which is why in this unit, we're going to learn about our brains in order to understand how drugs might impact us. So why are we talking about drugs? We are starting our health education unit, and you might have heard about students using drugs like marijuana or nicotine at school. Have you heard about students using drugs or seen students using drugs at school? Maybe you've tried some yourself. Jewels are really popular with teenagers, the kids these days. Here we have some marijuana pens and some marijuana. So maybe you've seen things like this at school. Maybe you've heard about them. Maybe you've tried them. And before we make judgments, we are going to learn what are the effects of these things. So our project for this unit is going to be focused around the San Francisco School District policy for drugs. So here I've copy and pasted the San Francisco School District's Code of Conduct. These are the school rules that are printed in that book you get at the beginning of the year. And the district-wide policy for its students are using drugs, being high, having weed on you, selling marijuana to another student, is that schools can suspend students. That's the district policy. So in this unit, you are going to create a message to SFUSD, a message to the district. What do you think the policy should be? Do you agree that suspension is the answer, or do you disagree? So at the end of this 3-week unit on drugs and our brains, you will write a message that includes, do you think the policy should be the same for all students, all ages of students? What about high school versus middle school? Do you think the policy should be the same for all drugs? Should suspension happen for weed or nicotine? What about all amounts of drugs? What if you do only a little bit versus a lot? And should the policy be the same for students that use drugs at school versus what if you're at home or on the street? So what recommendations do you already have for the district? And we're gonna learn a lot about these different things and the effects on students so that we can make a good recommendation to the school district. Okay, so that brings us to our first learning target. We will be able to explain this week the 5 different parts of the brain and how different types of drugs affect different parts of our brains. So here's Monday. This is today. You've already watched this YouTube lesson. Boom, that was easy. Check it off. Now you're going to click on the attached document with your name on it, and you're going to watch the videos on the different parts of the brain and fill in the blanks. And then I will see you tomorrow for another YouTube lesson. Good luck, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.